Well, well, well. Do we have a series now? I'm about to answer that in a few, but let me make a few observations before I give you the skinny on that. Well, the Heat won 115-104 over the Lakers in Game 3. Jimmy Butler, let me first start off by giving Jimmy Butler the ultimate props. He balled. In a game, in a series, when he is on the floor with two of the 5 or 6 best players in the world, he was the best player on the court. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He goes for a 40-point triple-double, 13 assists, 11 rebounds, 14 of 20 shooting from the floor. Didn't even take a three-pointer. That's knowing who you are. He's not a three-point shooter, not even an adequate one. He didn't waste his time on that. He just dominated in every other way. So props to Jimmy Butler. And the interesting thing with Butler is we've rarely seen him be the playmaker he was tonight. Have the ball in his hands virtually the entire game, running the point essentially, and just making plays for his teammates. He was great. He was fantastic. The dude has been a tremendous leader all year long. He's shown incredible guts and heart and toughness, and he just did that tonight. And because of it, he outplayed the second best player ever in LeBron. Some think he's the best. And Anthony Davis, who some people are now saying, and I think at some point next season, he'll be in the conversation for best player in the world. So props to Jimmy Butler. And Tyler Hero, the young guy, showed up, 17 points. And look, as much as I want to give those guys respect because they deserve it, a lot of this was about the Lakers. The Lakers just didn't show up. I thought the Lakers just let their foot off the gas, got a bit complacent, and, basically began taking their opponent lightly, and the Heat was not having it. So congratulations to the Heat. It's now a 2-1 series. It still is in
coverage. LeBron speaking on the 2-1 series.
The way the team was playing and the turnovers that surprised you, and how did that play out for the rest of the game?
Now, we know that we can't turn the ball over versus this team. They're very active defensively, and it starts with myself being the starting point guard of the team. Having 5 first half turnovers, 8 total for the game is can't do that, obviously, because it gives them more possessions. It doesn't allow us to set our defense, and they're really, really good offensively. So you just can't turn the ball over versus that team, and I'll take full responsibility for that.
You've had a 40-point triple-double in the finals before. Just wondered what you thought of Jimmy's effort tonight and how you guys need to defend him better or differently in game 4.
I thought Jimmy was phenomenal. He did everything that they needed for him to do tonight, and he came through big time in a big-time game. And we'll watch the film and see ways we can be better going into game 4. But I thought he was great.
LeBron, Anthony got into some foul trouble early and had a little trouble getting going. What did you see happening with him? And just that. What did you see happening?
You just said it. He got into some foul trouble, and they even, one of the shots that he made when he had 4 fouls, they still try to slide up underneath him and get him a 5th and a 3rd. So, I think the foul trouble made him a little passive, because he wanted to be out on the floor, but he couldn't be his aggressive self, offensively and defensively. I think the foul slowed him down a lot tonight.
Allison?
LeBron, despite it seemingly Miami controlling the action, holding the lead for most of the start of the game, you guys take a lead around 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. From there on, what do you think allowed them to separate from you guys?
They continued to make shots, and we had some turnovers. We didn't make shots. They came down and executed after we took the lead. And Jimmy had, like I said, he had his hand on all those plays pretty much. Obviously, we got to do a better job of that coming down in the stretch. But I like our fight tonight. even as poorly as I believe we played.
You guys obviously had a chance to take a 3-0 lead. Are you concerned about kind of giving Miami sort of a breath of fresh air, and with the possibility that Bam returns in the next game? Do you feel like opportunity missed in that way?
I mean, you have an opportunity, and if you don't make the most of it, then you come back the next time. I mean, it's not like the series wasn't over if we won tonight, and we know for sure that Miami is never going to quit, no matter if we won tonight and they're going into a game 4 of 3-1. I know how resilient that bunch is and how resilient their coaching staff is and their franchise. So, I don't ever feel like we went into it and haven't, let our guard down and also I don't feel like we're concerned. We're not concerned. We know we can play a lot better. And we have another opportunity to take a commanding lead on Tuesday. So you relish that opportunity.
LeBron, when you guys have lost games this postseason, you've responded very well. What is it about this group that's handled quick adjustments that has bounced back from losses so well in this playoffs?
Well, we learn from our mistakes pretty quick. And obviously right now with the games being every other day, pretty much it's the film room. It's the film room, and it's how well we can make adjustments from the film and take it to the floor. And we've done a great job throughout this postseason. So we're going to definitely have to do that because we're playing versus a very, 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 very good team. And we have to learn from our mistakes and be better on Tuesday.
Brian, it's usually pretty fun when you and Jimmy play against each other over the years. Would you say that you enjoy playing against him, you respect playing against him? Where is your level and sort of emotions toward him as you go against him over and over in different teams, different cities?
Yeah, love it. Love it. One of the best competitors that we have in our game. And, we love that opportunity. Like I said, for me personally, I don't know how many more opportunities I'm going to have. So, to be able to go against a fierce competitor like that is something I'll look back on when I'm done playing, but I miss those moments.
All right, we'll take the last two with Will on Zoom.
All right, thank you. Bill Plaschke.
Yeah, LeBron, when you walked off the court with about 10 seconds left, was that frustration or do you think the game was over?
Both.
All right, last one, Melissa Rolla.
Hey, LeBron, would you say tonight's loss was more about effort or execution or a combination of the two?
I just think we could be better, obviously. I don't think we started the game defensively in tune and then offensively taking care of the ball. Like I said, we had some careless turnovers. And it starts with me, like I said, and I'll take full responsibility of that. I'll be a lot better on Tuesday with that, understanding that they're very good with their hands. They're very good with the stripping, and you can't allow this team to have extra possession. You can't turn the ball over at that high rate versus a team, especially at this point in the season as well. So, I'll be a lot better, with the security of the ball and the turnovers and things of that nature. And we as a team will be a lot better defensively with our game plan. Appreciate it. Yep.
All right, LeBron. As the Lakers lose to the Heat, now it's a 2-1 series lead for LA. Jay Crowder joins us now here on SportsCenter. And Jay, I mentioned 5 guys in double digits for Miami. You were one of those guys. I know when you're down 0-2, the mentality is go out and win the next game. But it's one thing to have that thought. How did you guys physically execute that mentality in Game 3?
Well, I feel like we just came out together and we started the game in the right way. I think we tried to impose our will. Obviously, offensively, last game, Game 2, we felt like we was getting looks that we wanted, but we had to tweak some things defensively. And tonight it showed, and it gave us a chance to win the game, and we executed it.
I'm sure you heard this talk as much as the fans at home watching. In Games 1 and 2, there was a lot of conversations about the Lakers being more physical and just stronger than you guys in Game 2. But in this one, I believe you would say the response was there physically. What was that mentality about getting the muscle plays, as Duncan Robinson referred to earlier?
Yeah, it was big for us. Obviously, we talked about it the previous days before the game, so we definitely wanted to come out and set a tone on that end of the court defensively and control the glass a little bit. We felt like they got some easy buckets off offensive rebounds Game 2, and tonight we just want to limit it as much as possible. And I feel like it definitely helped us on the defensive end tonight.
I'm going to assume you've seen the box score by now, Jay, and you saw that Jimmy Butler had a 40-point triple-double. You may not know, it's just the third time in the history of the NBA Finals that a player had a 40-point triple-double. Jerry West and LeBron James were the other two, and they lost. But Jimmy Butler and you guys get the win here. What could you say about his performance that the average fan at home wouldn't even understand?
Well, he controlled the game. He controlled the tempo. I felt like when it got away from us a little bit, he was able to get us in some sets and get whatever shot he wanted, and not only get his shot, but get others some shots too. He controlled the game, he controlled the tempo, and I felt like that was key for us offensively tonight.
All right, so you've been in this league long enough to know that there's always going to be a response typically after a loss, just the way you guys did coming off games 1 and 2. What are you expecting from the Lakers, and maybe even specifically LeBron James in Game 4 now that this is a 2-1 series?
I mean, obviously, if you lose a game, you got a bad taste in your mouth, so you're trying to do whatever it takes the next game to not taste that again. So obviously, these guys are going to come out with more aggression and more purpose, and I feel like we up to the test to answer the bell. We got to continue to start the games the way we want to, and on our terms, and from there, it'll be a game. But from that point, we got to sustain our emotions come next game, because I feel like they'll be high with us trying to get another win.
On that point, Jay, let me ask you this, because you do have some younger players on this team who've not been in this position, haven't played deep into the playoffs as you have in your career. What does this win in Game 3 do for that mentality going into Game 4?
Well, hopefully for our young guys, they like the taste of this. So whatever they're feeling right now, hopefully we can try to execute it and simulate that next game to the best of our ability. I just think winning is contagious, and you try to watch film, you try to get better at what you did wrong, but at the same time, you try to find out what you did right, and you try to continue to do it to the best of your ability. I think our young guys do a good job of watching film and trying to apply it, and from there, we handle the rest together as a team. But I think our young guys are very hungry for success.
Yeah. W's taste way better than L's, no doubt about that. So we'll see what happens in Game 4. Jay Crowder, appreciate the time here on SportsCenter.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Looked like Frank Vogel was waiting on a really good question to give an answer. We'll get back to him in a few moments. But more on Jimmy Butler and those 40 points in Game 3. He didn't even attempt a single three, which is pretty much unheard of in this day and age of basketball. He joined Shaq and Kareem as the only players to ever do that in an NBA Finals game. Shaq did it 5 times. Kareem, believe it or not, did it just once. But now Jimmy Butler's in that very select company.
All right, we have Frank Vogel. Frank is listening and answering. Here he is now, new on SportsCenter.
We definitely have to do a better job on Jimmy. He had 40 and 13. Identifying the right